Hello, everybody, and this is another episode of B Swarm Gaming. Yes, another episode. I just can't get enough episodes in because every time I play, I get a bunch of questions, and I'm not writing them down. When I get a very, very good one, I'm like, all right, I got to finish something up, and then I'm going to do a video on this. Now, this question I actually got from several people, all right, from several people. I'm gonna do my regular shout outs. Okay, Tomahawk Dragon. Uh, go to his YouTube channel. Food Guy Gaming. Go to his channel. Oof Master Gaming. Go to his channel. Faz Bros. Go to his channel. Now, got to be specific with his, because his is not the first one up. Got to scroll down, and there's a controller with a blue background. Go to that channel. All right. So, as you can see from the screen, I got the bear bee up, and I just turned into polar bear. Now, this is one of the great things about bear bee is the tokens. The bee ability rate just makes the tokens pop up faster, but even with a low bee ability rate, the tokens pop up fast. I mean, you could just be farming, and you're going to hit that probably more than any other token. So what does that mean? Okay, so the bear bee token, and I have this up because I know what the bear bee morph does. Because actually, the bear bee is a very, very simple bee that does a lot of great things. But for those individuals who are like, wow, the only way I can get it is 800 Robux, I believe, it's a purchase. Okay, the other things really aren't purchases, they're things that you buy with Robux. There's a difference, right? There's three things that you purchase. You can purchase the honey speed, you can purchase the times 2 bee pollen, and you can purchase the bear bee. So what that basically means is, let's say somehow your account gets reset. You lose all the eggs that you purchased, you lose everything that you purchased in the Robux shop that has to do with this game, except for things like the bear bee. The bear bee is a purchase outside of the game's Robux shop. Sounds like a little confusing, but if you go to the main page, you'll see the different things like where the servers are, and then you'll see something that says like purchase or store or whatever, and the babies are in there. And once you buy it, it stays in there, and it's going to be attached to whatever like account. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you that if you have the bear bee, you're always going to have the bear bee. Now, this is just a personal thought. This is just a personal thought. I don't think the bear bee is going to be around forever. I don't think it's going to be like a permanent purchase. Why? Because the bear bee is a event bee. It's not in the ticket tent. It is 800 Robux. So it is a moneymaker. But if you take something special away, like the bear bee, new players see it, they're going to want it, right? And when you want something, Onnit starts to know, and he can kind of choose when to bring it back, right? And of course, when you purchase something, 800 Robux, you purchase something, you're going to want to play with it. You're going to want to play with the bear bee. Now, when do you buy the bear bee? That depends, because the purpose of the bear bee is the bear morph. Transforms you into a random bear. Now, at the beginning, it doesn't matter if it's the black bear, brown bear, polar bear, science bear. No, wait. I'm sorry. Science bear and spirit bear come when you do the gift. And they're kind of special, but not like a OP special. So I'm not even going to really talk about those, because I think you have to actually go online to find out like what they do. But really, when you gift this bear, it's actually pretty cool. It's gifted high bonus of 5% pollen. So that's actually pretty cool, but it's not like super. So once again, this is actually kind of like a mythical bee. You can actually put this in the category of a mythical bee because it's great. It's great before it's gifted. Okay? Just like every other mythical bee, this is great before it's gifted. And it doesn't have a lot of stuff attached to it. It has one thing, and that one thing just makes it so great. Look at what it is. Okay? Well, one, it's a colorless bee. So if you have the honeycomb belt or the petal belt, but let's stay with the colorless belt. See, I'm just standing here, and the bee ability rate, which is decent, the tokens are just popping up everywhere, and you've probably seen it change into the different bears multiple times. That's the great thing about this. But it transforms you into a random bear all the time. You're like in a field and you're just going to transform into a bear. How long? I think it's like 20, maybe 30 seconds. And then while you're a bear, it's going to make you jump higher, run faster, obviously, and it's going to do 2 times pollen. So whatever your pollen is, you're going to double it. So it's almost like you're going to have double pollen all the time. Great in the ant challenge. Great when you have to have huge amounts of pollen going, right? Where I love this is when it's actually timed with something awesome, like the gummy morph, right? The gummy morph hits and you turn into like a bear, and it just is amazing how much pollen you can get. Also, I love it when a sprout falls and you turn into a bear. It's going to outspeed just about everybody, unless they're faster than you regularly, and then they get a bear. But if you get hit by a bear morph right when that pollen falls, or the sprout stuff falls, you're just going to be the dominant force. So having a bear bee is good. Its base attack is 5. And then if you have a gifted lion bee and the honeycomb belt, let's say for instance, that's 3 right there. So base attack, its base attack is going to be pretty high. It has, I'm going to call it a durable skin, but when I say that, think of it as kind of like a step down from like the lion bee. Nobody has the energy of like a lion bee, right? It is top tier strength. But then you have the bear bee, right? The bear bee already comes with a high base energy, so it is very durable. So obviously, when you mutate it, you look for 2 main things: energy or attack. Preferably attack percentage, but if it's like an attack point, like +1 or +2, that's what you want. Don't go for convert. Don't go for anything else. You want energy or you want attack. Those are the 2 things, because if you look at it, it already has high attack. This bear, I believe, likes white fields, which is great. Now, this is the true great thing about the bear bee, right? Is that because it's almost always going to give you double speed, well, maybe not double speed, but it feels like it's double speed, but definitely double pollen, is when you start racking up into the higher number of hives, you then start to make choices on bees to get rid of. Well, when I was thinking about what bees to get rid of, and I had the bear bee. What bee do you think you can get rid of when you have this type of skill set? I'll wait like 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Hasty bee. Hasty bee gives out haste tokens, but you're probably going to have the ninja bee, right? So if you have to get rid of a bee, you would probably get rid of the hasty bee, unless you have, of course, a dupe of something else. Now, I'm just talking about if you have like one of like everything, right? You would probably get rid of the hasty bee, other than my disdain for the baby bee. But if you just want to compare one bee to another bee that does the same thing, uh, the baby bee does 2 times pollen, so this would take the place of that. And the hasty bee increases your self boost, but this does the same thing. Now you may say, well, the self boost with a hasty bee is for all the time. And then if you have the bear bee, it's just going to make you faster. Well, think of it like this. The haste token, I believe, pops up quite a bit, um, a lot too, right? This right here is going to pop up quite a bit too. See, I'm the polar bear. So just by talking, I've noticed bears quite a bit. So it's almost like you're always going to be going fast. Always going to be going fast. So the gift is okay. Doesn't necessarily have to be a bear that you have to gift right away. The mutation is going to kind of take care of itself, but you always want to have this at the upper end of leveling things up, because you want this bear to always stay with the monster as it's fighting. You always want this bear to stay healthy in the ant challenge, and actually that's where we're going to take it. Last couple times that I've fought, I haven't been able to get to the Supreme. I'm at 38. Most of my bees are level 8 and 9s. My Vicious Bee is at a level 11, finally. So I'm getting there. If I can last all the way till the end, I can hit like the 140s, high 130s to the 140s, which tells me that there's little tweaks that I have to do. The bear bee at a higher level might be something that I want to do. Mine is gifted because I wanted that extra pollen, because I thought that extra pollen is something that I'm going to have to need. Let's empty this really quick. So the bear bee is a purchase that I would say is worth it. Diamond eggs, gold eggs, other than the mythical eggs, which are actually quite expensive, I would say this is probably the best thing to get. It's 800 Robux, but I think for this game, once you get to the higher end of the noob, or definitely after you get the pedal wand, this is something to think about, because it's just going to help in the pollination. Alright, so let's go to the ant challenge, and we're going to see how many times this thing actually turns me into a bear. I'm not going to count, but it's going to help. See, 146. Now, what that actually tells me is that I'm missing out on one raise of this thing right here. You know, if I can get this thing to go up one more time, and I don't know when, if I can get it up one more time, I would get up to like the Supreme, which means that I have to kind of figure out where I can do it, what bee I would have to level up, what piece of equipment I would have to get. And I think it's going to have to do with leveling up a bee or gifting a bee. Anyway, let's stop talking. I already told you about the bee. Let's get this started. I bought some sprinklers because I figured, and I think I turned into a bee like right away. I bought some sprinklers because my mentor obviously cannot come in here with me, and I was getting more and more bear token right away. I was getting the field just torn up. You know, I had a lot of bees, and I just could not keep the field full of grass. So I was like, well, I guess I'm going to go back to gold. I guess I'm going to go back to gold. It was, 400 million, but I was kind of at the point where I can get that amount of pollen within a short period of time. I'm also doing the whole saving up to a billion and then leveling up my bees because I can get a good bee up to 11 with a billion and then get another one up to like a 10. So that's kind of like my goal. Get 1 to 11 and get 1 to a 10. 1 to 11, 1 to a 10. And if I can do that, then I am going to be pretty happy. How long is it going to take me? I don't know. Also, I found out that I have, I think, uh, I was going to say bears, but I know that's not bears. Um, I have one bear that's going to give me a star treat, the panda bear. Anna's going to give me a star treat. So that's 2. I don't know what science bear gives me. So something special, I think. Black bear is going to give me a mythical egg. At first I was thinking, well, I'll save a treat for the mythical egg, and then I thought, you know what? If it's a tadpole, I'm already going to be gifting up a tadpole. I don't think I need to gift up all my tadpoles anytime soon. If it's a spicy bee, I don't need to, because one spicy bee is going to give the gift that the other one are going to do. If anything, I would want to gift up the bumblebee. So I thought, well, that's some good gifts, and there's other bees that I want to do. Like I have to do a newbie. A new bee, not a newbie as in I don't know how to define it as a person with no skills. So anyway, what's my score right now? 120. 120. At that, I would need 30. Yeah, it's not gonna get there. I'm gonna be like in the 130s. Yeah. So obviously, I would have to be like in the 130s, mid to high 130s right now. And the fact that I got a giant ant, 122. Well, let's see what I have. The 33% critical power kind of just downs it right there. I think with the diamond, I'm not going to find a 40%. Um, I'm not going to find a 40% crit rate. I mean crit power. Just not going to find it. Okay, so I keep the old. All right, sounds good. That's my bear bee review.